You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button.
We also learned today, speaking of LSU football, that LSU's season opener against Florida State, we knew it was going to be Sunday. What we didn't know was kickoff time and network. We now know that. It is going to be a 6:30 Central Time kick on ABC. So LSU, Florida State, the Camping World kickoff in Orlando. Again, just like a year ago, will be a primetime kickoff on ABC. There's a lot of reasons why I like this. Actually, let's make this our poll question today. Do you like LSU opening the season on a Sunday? Now, that's the one part I would tell you that isn't necessarily ideal. You kind of get conditioned to watching football and watching your team on a Saturday. And maybe just for our perspective, because game days are work days for us. But I love this for several reasons. Number one, LSU Florida State this year is going to be the best game of opening weekend. It's going to be a top 10 matchup, like we've all talked about a ton. So of all of the opening weekend games, if you haven't really looked at the opening weekend schedule for college football, there are some interesting matchups, but by far, we looked at point spreads of the opening weekend as well. There's some that on the marquee looks really nice, but you're talking about like double-digit point spreads. Like Navy at Notre Dame, they're going to play that one in Dublin in week 0. When you go to week 1, you get a conference matchup with Nebraska at Minnesota. Florida goes to Utah. So again, you have some that on the marquee are going to look really good, but aren't necessarily, the point spreads aren't necessarily looking awesome for them. South Carolina, playing North Carolina in Charlotte. So the big one, of course, is LSU and Florida State. I mean, you're talking about a virtual pick'em in that game. And a year ago, that was the only college football game. There is another one this year. Oregon State plays at San Jose State, oddly enough, on that Sunday. But for all intents and purposes, you are a standalone. You are going to be the only game in prime time on Sunday. It's not an NFL weekend. Remember, the NFL won't start till the following week. So, you look at a standalone game, standalone window, Sunday night, in prime time on network television. It's just a win-win-win-win-win because you're going to get all of the collective attention of football fans in this country watching you in that game. So while there's a slight inconvenience of playing on a Sunday, the great benefit, of course, is all of the ancillary benefits of being in a standalone window, primetime on network television in a great game. And oh, by the way, if you are worried about it because of a quick turnaround, being on the road for a Sunday and having to come back and play the following Saturday, of course, the following Saturday, LSU plays at home in their home opener against Grambling. So LSU will be favored by roughly a bajillion in that game, and I could probably run out there and play quarterback for LSU and beat Grambling. So just like last year with Southern, where it was a pick-your-score type deal, it'll be the same when LSU plays Grambling. So it doesn't hurt you to play Florida State. The one thing that many of you are probably going to talk about and probably complain about is the fact that LSU is not going to have a week 0 matchup in advance of the Florida State game like Florida State did a year ago when they played Duquesne, and it really gave them a nice tune-up. There is an equalizer this year in that Florida State does not have a week 0 game, so both teams will be playing their season opener when they meet on September the 3rd at Camping World Stadium. So we know it'll be 6:30 on ABC. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.